Raptor fans, I thought I would give you the night to kind of dwell on this. Enjoy the night. Because the Toronto Raptors are going to the NBA Finals with the big 194 win over the Milwaukee Bucks last night. I mean, this game had a little bit of everything going on in it. It was a back and forth first half, really. And at the end of the first quarter, the Raptors are playing horrendous. They're down 13, 31, 18. And we're like, no, this can't be happening. But it's only the first quarter. We've seen this before. This team gets down and they fight right back. In the second quarter, Raptors play amazing defense. They were +6 in the second quarter. So you guys can do the math. That is minus, hold on. See, I'm going to make sure I do my math correctly now. Because I was wrong last video. And you guys got me for it. They were down by, if I'm not mistaken, it is 7 at the end of that first half. You're in single digits at halftime. There's lots of basketball to play. This team can do it. Late in the third quarter, about 3 minutes left or whatnot, 2 or 3 minutes left. Raptors down by 15 late in the third quarter. That is a recipe for a disaster. The Raptors end the third quarter on a 15-0 run. They end the quarter, I think it was on a 10-0 run. The Raptors are stuck 5 going into the fourth quarter. All the momentum is on the Raptors side. And to start the fourth quarter, Kawhi Leonard is on the bench to start. And the Raptors bench comes out and is absolutely spectacular. I mean, it's incredible. They go on, what was the run after that? They went on like a 8, without Kawhi, I think it was like a 5 or 6-0 run. And you got the lead, or at least they were tied when Kawhi Leonard comes back. And they weren't done just yet. They keep going, they keep pounding. Then Lowry with the steal, goes down the floor, waits, leaves it for Kawhi, throws it down on Giannis Antetokounmpo, and the Raptors up by 8. The building's going crazy. The city's going bananas. And Drake has to be held back on the side. On the court side. Oh my goodness. The Raptors up by 8 in the fourth quarter. Oh, Raptor fans, we can smell it. We can smell that finals berth. But then the Milwaukee Bucks go on a 7-0 run, making it a 1-point game. And they're right back in it. We're like, this can't be happening. This is really just shaping up to be something crazy and stressful. In the dying, I don't know when Kawhi Leonard got his own rebound off the free throw. If you guys can find that for me, when that happened, it was in the dying few minutes of the game, but Kawhi Leonard at the line, makes the first free throw, misses the second one, hits the front of the rim, and then Kawhi grabs his own rebound, he gets fouled, he goes back to the free throw line. And then later in the game, Pascal Siakam misses the last free throw. Who's getting that rebound? Kawhi Leonard. He gets right in there. That guy was an absolute beast in the game today. I mean, as we expected, right? Arguably the Game 7 for the Toronto Raptors, even though technically it wasn't, but we didn't want to go back to Milwaukee for Game 7. So ideally, this was Game 7 for the Toronto Raptors, and they came away, with the 6-point victory, 194. We've always talked about it, guys. We've always talked about it. It's not a matter of who has the biggest run. It's a matter of when your run happens and what you do at the end of the ball game. Really. And for the Toronto Raptors, after a -13 first quarter, +6 second quarter, +2 third quarter, they go out there in the fourth being down 5 and go +11 and win the game and score 29 and only give up 18 points in the biggest fourth quarter in franchise history. Remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. You held Milwaukee to only 40% shooting. You held them 35% from three. They missed 9 free throws. That's a very big testament to Giannis missing a ton of free throws. The Raptors were 16 to 22 from the line. Not the greatest, but the Raptors made 12 threes. They were 44% from beyond the arc. That is remarkable. And they shot 49% from the field. And you know what? On the rebounds, the Raptors weren't very good. Now, a lot of these numbers are inflated because of the early parts of the ball game. They won the rebound category 42-38 and 12-6 on the offensive glass. But again, I think it was like 4 or 5-0 on the offensive glass in the first quarter. And then on the actual rebounds, it was like 22-8 at one point. So do the math. You were down by 14 in the rebound category at one point in this ball game. The Raptors lost the rebound category by 4. That tells you how they played later in the game. That tells you right there. Raptors had only 20 assists in the game, but that's okay. You made your shots. I don't really care. They only turned the ball over 10 times. And the Raptors are going to the NBA Finals! A Toronto sports team didn't collapse and die in the big moment. We're not used to this. I guess we'll go right to the stats here. Pascal Siakam shot 7 of 17, but he had 18 points and 4 rebounds. Kawhi Leonard, this guy is an absolute monster. I think he had his playoff career high, or I think it was in the Phillies series, if I'm not mistaken. He had his career high in assists in Game 4. Game 4? No, sorry, Game 5 against Milwaukee, where he had 9 assists. He had 7 today. And today, he put up his career high in rebounds in the playoffs. Kawhi Leonard had 17 rebounds. He had 27 points, 17 rebounds. He gave you 7 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. The guy's an absolute tank. Marc Gasol only had 6, yes, but he was 2 of 3 shooting, and he made a big 3 in the fourth quarter. Kyle Lowry, the dog. The guy that's been here for 7 years, been through the good times, been through the emotionally bad times. He had 17 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 6 of 10 shooting, 3 of 4 from 3. He was 2 of 2 from the line, gave you a steal in the game. Kyle Lowry was incredible. You know, Danny Green continues to struggle, and I'm just praying that now that we're going into a different round, he catches fire, because we're going to need all hands on deck against Golden State. He was 0 of 4 shooting. I think he was 0 of 4 from 3, and he didn't get any points today. Not a good job by Danny Green, but again, he only played 14 minutes. They saw it early on that he wasn't playing well, so they put him on the bench, and they don't play him the rest of the game. Fred VanVleet, this guy, man. Going back to Game 4, where he shot 5 of 6. What did he shoot today? 5 of 6. What did he shoot from 3? 4 of 5. This guy, in the last 3 games, has missed a total of 3 threes. That is Steph Curry-like. And he had 14 points off the bench in 34 minutes. Ibaka, yes, he played 25 minutes. I think he was he was a plus player on the floor. But he was 9 points, 3 boards. He shot 4 of 7 in 25 minutes. Norm Powell in very limited time. He had 17 minutes. He had 9 points, 4 rebounds on 3 of 5 shooting. Made the only 3 he took. Again, in the fourth quarter, when Kawhi Leonard was on the bench, Norman Powell made that big 3. This team is resilient. They were down 2-0. Against a team who had not lost 3 straight all year long, had lost 2 straight once, and they just won 4 straight to head to the NBA Finals. Raptor fans, I know it's the next day, but enjoy it. We saw what Jurassic Park looked like. You saw Kyle Lowry's reaction in the dying seconds. He's like, you gotta be kidding me, this is actually happening. And you see the embrace Kyle Lowry had with Masai Ujiri. And I tried to read his lips. What I did get from it was, do what it takes. Do whatever it takes. And I think Lowry, it's taken some time probably to do it, but not just as of right now. It probably happened a while ago, but Kyle bought in. Yes, he lost his buddy DeMar DeRozan last year in the offseason. But you got Kawhi Leonard, and everyone's like, well, yeah, you got Kawhi, but DeMar DeRozan, the fan favorite, all this, all that. And Kyle was one of those guys who was kind of salty about it, because it's his best buddy, of course. Then he touches the court, and he plays some games with this guy, the Claw, and he's like, this is why Masai did this. And we're all like, yeah, that's why he did it, and today's a great example. Speaking of Masai Ujiri, and this is the last thing I'm going to say before I wrap this thing up. Pascal Siakam, a late first-round pick. Kawhi Leonard, they had to trade the franchise player in DeMar DeRozan, trade young guy Jakob Poeltl and a protected first-round pick to get him and Danny Green, and with all the media saying that he wasn't even playing Toronto and he's going to go to LA right away like next year and all this craziness. Emotions were all over the place in Toronto. Marc Gasol, trade Jonas Valanciunas, DeLon Wright, CJ Miles wasn't great, but CJ Miles as well. And we kept watching to see what JV was doing later in the year, and he was tearing it apart. Ideally, he's one of their primary options, so that's why he's getting all the buckets. Kyle Lowry. Everyone's calling for his head. Everyone's calling him to get traded. Everyone's saying, move this guy. He's terrible. Blah, blah, blah. Danny Green. Well, Danny Green was just a great pickup. I'm just gonna put that there. Fred VanVleet, undrafted free agent. Serge Ibaka, you traded Terrence Ross a few years ago to get Serge Ibaka. And Norman Powell, a second-round pick. The reason I am bringing all of these up, and these are all the guys that played today, because none of these guys are lottery picks. None of these guys are just big-name free agents that the Raptors just throw a boatload of money at. Not one of the players on this Toronto Raptors team was in free agency and just got given money and said, hey, come here. Masai Ujiri is a wizard. This guy brought this team from heartbreak a year ago to absolute, bedlam in the city in 8 months. And I saw something on Twitter, and you know what? I do agree with it. I love DeMar DeRozan. We all love Vince Carter and Chris Bosh. But Kawhi Leonard, in 8 months that he has been here, has made their careers look silly. Anybody saying otherwise, are you watching these games? None of those players could get us to this point in all of the years they were here. This guy is here for less than a full flipping season. He's here for 1 year. And he punched our ticket to the NBA Finals. Now, ideally, it's not just him, but he's the main guy. Masai, we love you, man. We love what you've done. And for all the people who chirped you for making all these moves, those guys are either A, curled up in a cubby right now because they're kind of embarrassed, or they're right in the middle of all Raptor fans right now. The Raptors are going to the NBA Finals. I don't know what else to say. You know, we can talk about Golden State all we want, but you know what? I'm going to save that for the preview that we're going to be doing. They start on Thursday, so I'll probably be doing it on Wednesday. God damn, the Raptors go to the NBA Finals, people. Watch what we're talking about. All right, I'm going to wrap that up here, guys. You know what? If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoyed the win, you've enjoyed this season so far, and you guys were crying like I was last night, smack that like button. I do appreciate that. And the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What'd you think of the game? What'd you think of this series? What have you thought of the Toronto Raptors? And where were you last night when all this went down? Incredible, guys. Let me know everything you want to talk about when it comes to this team. And Evan and I will talk to you guys podcast session. Actually, I just uploaded the podcast from yesterday. It wasn't uploading, so I had to wait, and obviously I had to do it today. And it's uploaded now. The links are in the description for the podcast channel. That podcast was uploaded before Game 6. So there you guys go. Go listen in on that. All right. And Twitter is also down. Sorry, podcast link is in the description. The iTunes link is also down in the description. Twitter is also down below. Follow up, send me a DM, guys. Do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys about Blue Jays edition. They lost 19-4 yesterday. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Yay. Great. And we'll talk to you guys Raptors edition in the... I was going to say Stanley Cup Finals, but I'm not used to saying NBA Finals. We'll talk to you guys in the NBA Finals preview between the Raptors and Warriors on Wednesday, sometime on Wednesday. Raptor fans, enjoy it. We ain't done yet. 4 wins away from the NBA championship. And we start at home. All right, so guys, thank you guys so much for listening and watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed everything about yesterday and last night, and I'll talk to you guys on Wednesday for the finals preview.